give and they get. Then they run around town beating their chests like they forget. I can forget for now, but I won't never forget. No, love how I feel, knowing the universe got my back. Whoa, love how I feel, knowing that money gon' come right back.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. If you are here, please subscribe, like, drop a comment, turn your post notifications on. We need you guys to subscribe. Our goal before the end of the year, 2023, was 10,000 subscribers. We didn't hit that goal. We're at about 8,700 right now.
Fucking failures.
Come on, guys. I know some of you might not have a Google account or a YouTube account, or take 3 minutes.
Get a Google account.
Something.
You need one.
You need a Gmail.
2024, yeah.
Get a Gmail.
Right.
Just hit subscribe. We need 10,000 subs.
Come on.
But we're back with another internal.
That we are.
Joined by cousin Jake. Been a while since we ran an internal. Probably about a month now.
Yep.
I don't know if it was on YouTube. It's a month. Probably roughly 3 episodes. So it's about 3-4 weeks. So
Right.
Feels good to be back. Yeah. How we doing?
Good, bro. I'm excited to get a little casa in me. Before we do that, though, should we get our minds right?
Yeah, we got to get our minds right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, quick shout out, Magic Mind. I didn't get my daily dose in, so I'm doing back-to-back pods right now.
Yeah, you're gonna need that. I already hit mine, so I'm not gonna take this right now. But it's the best stuff on earth.
I mean, talk about how it made you feel. Immediately, you were like,
I mean,
"Yo,
what did I honestly say to you 2 hours ago?"
Yeah, immediately you were like, "Yo, I actually feel pretty good off the Magic Mind."
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was working, you know, and I just felt how would I say? I went from not in it to being dialed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, yeah. I mean, I went. It's this Magic Mind stuff, like all sale shit aside, is the perfect like pick me up for me.
Yeah.
You know, it just gives me that like little extra when like sometimes, bro, it's what you need, because like sometimes I'll have like a little bit of coffee and that's too much. You know, the thing that I like about this is that like, one, it's green, so it feels healthy, but two, I mean, I feel that small little caffeine amount paired with like the ashwagandha and whatever else is in here, like the L-theanine, it's like the perfect little study kick or like productivity kick.
Yeah, no, I love it, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I've been taking them a little while now, and I always feel good whenever
Sure,
I
I'll
take
take
it.
a little bit more.
Yeah, I always take it. Take it every morning, bro. It's
Get a little more.
It's part of my routine now.
Here we go.
Shout out to Magic Mind.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Ripping the Magic Minds.
They sent me the Magic Mind Sleep.
Okay.
It's a beta
Sleep.
product.
Yeah, Magic Sleep.
And you take like 1 or 2 tablespoons.
And now
I've been having a really good sleep.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Okay.
I've been waking up. Like sometimes, you know, when you sleep, you wake up, you're still tired.
Yeah.
Like it actually puts me in that like deep like realm sleep where I wake up and like I kind of feel refreshed. It took a little while to kick in, but once it kicked in, like I just felt my body kind of like just shutting down, turn the TV off, and bro, I'm out. I'm not waking up throughout the night, and I'm waking up and I'm like, yo, I actually feel pretty good.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm excited for them to launch that to the public. 'Cause it's another good product. They're onto something.
We love that. We love our folks over at Magic Mind. Code the Journey 20.
Yeah, go to the Journey 20. There's about, I think, 9 more days. They extended the sale. 20% off, which is already 56% off. So you're getting 76% off of a 3-month subscription. If you need an extra boost in your day, you need some caffeine, a little bit of dialed in.
If you want big arms like this, that's what you got to do.
Magic Mind will do that. Yeah, code the Journey 20.
There you go. Let's start the episode now. I'm going to do something else to get our mind right. And this is a very special shout out to our boy, George Clooney, for personally sending us this bottle with a message saying that he believes in the Journey podcast and that we're his favorite podcast.
I love that.
Thank you, George. It's well deserved. It's been a long time coming. He didn't do that. Anyway, yeah, bro. I mean, I feel that's how we start these episodes. We talk about how we feel. You know what's funny, bro? I've actually been feeling comparatively to how I've been feeling. I've actually been feeling extremely emotionally volatile. I didn't realize how how amazing that carnivore diet was for my mental health until I got off of it. You know, it's like almost like for me, you don't know what you love until it's gone, you know, like with a girl or whatever. Like sometimes, bro, when you're doing something for so long, you need to not do it to see the value in that thing.
Right.
And I remember, bro, when I was on the carnivore diet, I would just feel fucking hungry all the time. But I didn't realize what I didn't realize was, okay, I feel hungry, but I have no mental pain. I have no emotional pain. I'm pretty much dialed and locked all the fucking time. And my mood is great, you know, and when I went to California, you know, I got off the carnivore diet and that was awesome. But I had a 4 or 5 day stretch where, you know, bro, those fucking comments on social media have not been sitting right with me lately. They've been like, in a way, almost like haunting me. Like, bro, when I like read the comments, like, and it seems like God knows. So like every time I log into Instagram, you know, he'll pop up a comment in a place where there's normally not comments. Like I'll see it, I don't know, in like a DM or something, and it'll just be my exact insecurity for that week, you know. So or not even an insecurity, bro, just like a trigger. Like I've been getting so fucking annoyed with people commenting like, oh, this guy's just talking to a wall, because we specifically don't talk to a wall. Like right. we could very easily go talk to a wall. We could go Chat GPT, you know, take our 30 most viral clips, throw them in Chat GPT, and then say, hey, can you make the same clip but a little bit different? And then we can both get drunk and, you know, instead of having one camera, we could do 3 cameras, bro, and the craziest world's lighting. Like we can, if we wanted to artificially make a podcast clip go viral, I'm pretty sure we could fucking do that, right? But that, I made an intention. I don't know. I felt that was wrong, you know, and to get accused of that over and over and over and over. Normally I'm okay with like, dude, you know, I don't give a fuck. Like, you think of me what you think of me. It's all good. And I really mean that, bro. Like I've actually worked on myself hard to be okay with, you know, people talking shit, you know, like it's really gone in one ear and out the other. But this week, bro, it was just not fucking sitting right with me, bro. And you know, I thought about it today. And if you feel like you, bro, I think if you feel that you need to defend your image, that's a sign, like a major sign of poor mental health. Because if your mental health is good and someone says something to you, it'll just bounce right the fuck off of you.
Facts.
Right? And normally it does. But that's where I'm saying there was something that happened this past week where my mental health got worse, because it seems like, bro, not only was I trying to prove people in my Instagram comments wrong, but it felt like my entire day I was trying to measure up to something. You know, I felt like there was like major feelings of inadequacy. There was major feelings of I fucking belong. And I've even just been, I went back into my past week and I was like looking at some of the conversations I've been having, bro, and how I'm so quick to like snap on someone with achievements, or I'm so quick to snap on someone with like, oh, don't you know that I did this? And I looked at that and I looked at that and I realized, you know, one of the quickest ways, bro, to make your life a living hell is to defend your image. And what I mean by that is, if you're constantly defending your image, then it means that you're taking yourself so fucking seriously. So when you have a problem in your life, you're going to take that problem so fucking seriously. You know, and like that's one of the major things that I've noticed about getting over problems is bro, once problems aren't real. They're just like this fictional thing, you know. So I don't know, like I feel like I've been walking around so concrete lately, like, oh, I'm fucking Jake Moscato and I got 150,000 this, and I go to LA parties and I fucking wear watches and I do YouTube, you know. It's just been so fucking rigid lately, and I feel like that, you know, it's a long to end this question. I've been feeling a lot worse than how I usually feel, and I don't know. I think something happened this past week where I stopped taking care of myself, and now I don't feel so hot.
Yeah. I think I mean, all those problems that you explain, I mean, obviously it stems from the ego. It just stems from the ego.
Yeah.
And when you are like, there's two people. I mean, if you go like on two different ends of the spectrum, there's two different people like you can explain like who you are to, right? There's the people that don't get it, or there's the people who don't give a fuck. And the people who don't get it, you're spending time trying to tell them and convince them of who you are and what you've done and why they should believe in you and why they should like you and why you are, you know, this great person.
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't even look at life that way. So now you're just wasting energy, you're wasting time pouring into someone that they don't even get it. They don't even understand. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's the person who doesn't give a fuck, who is probably already successful in their life. And then when you're talking to them about your accomplishments and your achievements, they don't give a fuck because, one, they think what you're telling them is horseshit, and two, they're like, I'm already successful.
Right.
I don't care what this kid's doing. So that's why it makes no sense to ever tell people like what you're actually doing outside of your inner circle. There's so many times like I catch myself when I'm speaking to people, and like I catch myself doing that a lot. And I know me and you do it in probably like two completely different ways, but it's the same fucking message. It's the same exact message where I try to make someone believe in what I'm doing, and immediately I try to tell someone that, you know, I'm doing all these things. I'm going to be successful. Like, I'm trying to prove to someone that they play no role in my life.
Right.
The way that they view me, the way that they think of me, they're not going to remember what I told them 30 minutes from now. And I'm like almost like nervous trying to say the right thing to validate myself. It has nothing to do with what I actually think of that person thinks of me.
Yeah.
It has to do with what I think of myself. And when you have to constantly try to prove yourself right, that's an ego thing. That's an insecurity thing. That's something that you have to go work on. You shouldn't have to tell anyone what you're doing. That's why I love Mike so much, because I don't think Mike has to go out and tell anyone what he's doing. Yeah, he talks about it on social media and stuff like that because he has a platform, he has that. But I don't think in public, like, Mike goes and tells people how good his album is.
No.
Or how he's feeling spiritually or mentally or what he accomplished or how much he made this week.
Yeah. Just being.
He just is, and he's happy with who he is.
Yeah.
He's cool with what he has done.
Yep.
Because he's really, I think, like, went to that space, went to that side where he doesn't even give a fuck anymore, where he speaks about he's cool with like, yo, just falling off the face of the earth and just diving deep into his relationship with his girl
100%.
and living in the fucking cabin.
Yep. And to dive into that, right? Like he's not busy defending his ego because he's so fucking solid with himself. And think about how stupid that is to defend your ego, bro. The ego is the number one thing I'm trying to discredit. Like, the ego is the number one thing in my life that I'm working on. Like, I don't want to have a big ego, but here I am constantly defending my ego to everyone else. What sense does that fucking make?
I think it's because we're not that successful yet to the masses.
Right.
If we had the monetary success, the following success, the notoriety globally, nationally, where if we walk into a room, people know who you are, you don't have to explain yourself. But we're those diamonds in the rough that, like, we know how, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are people that, like, you know deep down how great you are. You know, like, what you bring to the table. And people just haven't seen it yet. So you feel the need to go and tell people how great you are. You feel the need to go and prove, like, convince people, like, yo, like, I'm telling you, like, I'm about to be who I say I'm going to be. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's, I see both sides to it. Yes, you should not feel the need to tell people what you're doing with your life and feel the need to defend your ego all the time. But it's also a good thing because you constantly telling people what you're going to do with your life and like how great you're going to be and all these things you want to accomplish. Now you're giving yourself self-accountability. Now, if you care about your words and you actually want to be a man of your word, now you're going to hold yourself to that. I've told these people that I'm going to do these things. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Now it's my job. It's my duty to live up to that.
Right.
So that's what I like. That's what kind of motivates me. Where it's like, yo, I've told all these people I'm going to do these things. I've told my dad what we're going to make, the money we're going to make, the things we're going to accomplish, what I'm going to be able to provide to the family, you know? Now that's my duty to live up to that, to reach those goals. So you can always look at things two ways. You can play both sides. I think if you find a happy medium where it's just know who you're talking to, I think that's the main thing. I think the only time you feel regret in telling someone something is like when you know like that person didn't even deserve my time to speak to them.
Yeah.
That's when you question it. That's when you're like, why did I even waste my time or try to convince this person?
Yeah.
They don't even understand what I'm saying. We're speaking two different languages.
Yeah.
But when you're in a room with someone who gets it, they're speaking the same language as you. So not only are you pouring out to them, they're going to give you that same feedback, or they may even help you a little bit. So there is times and there is a place to speak about those things. I think you just have to differentiate those times and find the right place, the right time, the right person to talk about your things. Because it is good to talk about what you're doing and what you want to do, because it's just keeping your mind sharp and it's holding yourself accountable to your words.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, bro. And I think that was where I went wrong, was I started trying to prove myself to the wrong people. It wasn't like, yo, if there is someone, like, let's say you have a mentor, right? Like, let's say, I don't know, a young baseball player gets to meet like Alex Rodriguez, you know, it's like, yeah, you want Alex Rodriguez to believe in you because that's your idol, that's your hero. But here I am, like, trying to get people that I don't really respectfully give a shit about to understand what I'm doing. And I look back on that and it's like you said, I'm not doing this because I need them to believe in me. I'm doing this because I don't believe in myself right now enough, because I do believe in myself. But that's what fucked me up, was like, I'm telling, like, the only reason why I'm sitting here and I'm trying to explain every single thing that I'm doing to this person is because I need them to believe in me. And you know, that's one of the things, bro, that recently I'm working on simplification. And faith is so fucking important, you know? It's like, bro, there's like very few things in life. Actually, where I'm kind of at now, there's so much personal development out there. There's so much, bro. You could listen to audio tapes, you could meditate, you could read books, you could do different breath work, you can go to this seminar, that seminar, bro, there's so much, like, all this influx of information, and I actually think it's almost too much. You know, like, I'm getting to a place now where it's like, bro, 3 things: faith, hope, and love. You know? Let's start with those 3. Let's master those 3 things, you know? And then, like, let's master, like, I don't know, bro. I'm just on a journey right now, bro, where I read this quote this week and it really resonated with me, and it said, it is much better to conquer oneself than to win 1,000 battles. And there you go. You know, what's more beautiful than that? Like, here I am, bro, constantly like, bro, I'm trying to conquer my manliness in my relationship. I'm trying to prove myself to my woman. I'm trying to prove myself to my parents. I'm trying to prove myself to all my followers in society. I'm dropping courses. We're doing this, we're doing that. And here I am, bro. And I'm looking at my actual self, which is like the simplest thing in the world. Like, how am I actually feeling? Like, what does my day-to-day look like? You know, like, what am I like when I'm in a room and I'm alone? You know, and if I have a problem there, it's like, why am I worrying about my taxes? Why am I worrying about my girl? I need to fix, like, I need to fix this, you know, and that's, you know, something for me that I've been working on, bro, is just simplifying. And I think I want to make our life, because I speak about simply that on the phone with you all the time now,
Yeah.
just like less is more, like first things first. I think always, bro, we get this weird, we get this weird, like flashy object syndrome where we think that where we're at is not good enough and we're only going to be happy until we get to this point. But then we get to that point and then it doesn't fulfill us at all, right? Or we see people that are there and then those are the people that are the most unhappy, So, I think, I don't know, bro. I think simplification is just something for us that will be extremely important because, you forget, like, the most important thing to me, bro, is working on myself. The most important thing to me is how I feel. That's deep. And, I've spent a long time, bro. I've just spent a long time not honoring that, and it's gotten me into trouble, and it's because I'm too focused on other things, and that's really it, bro.
No, it's hard, and I think that weighs on you, like the opinions of other people sometimes, or maybe like when you tell someone something, and maybe they don't take it too serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a punt. It's like a fucking, like a low blow, right? Like when you care so deeply about something and you know that deep down you're pouring your heart into this and this is everything you want out of your life, and you tell someone that and you say it sincerely, and then they shoot it down, or they downplay it, or they kind of take it as a joke, that hurts. Whether you care about that person's opinion or not, deep down that will always hurt. And you can take that hurt and use that as motivation and use that as like, okay, like you don't think I'm for real? Watch.
Right.
And that's what I do all the time. I can always see how someone's gonna how when I tell someone something, their immediate reaction to it, and I can feel the energy. You can feel someone's energy. They can like words don't always describe how someone's actually feeling.
Yeah.
Right? Like words are mischievous sometimes. People's words don't always align with their energy. Words only go so far. People can say all the things that they want, but people usually cannot hide their energy. People can't hide their body language. People cannot hide the way that they carry themselves. And when I'm telling you something and I'm serious about it, and you don't, and you're looking at me and your energy isn't for real, I can feel that.
Yeah.
I know when you're not taking me serious. And I take that personal because I care about the shit that I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm not just talking just to talk. A lot of people just talk just to talk. They just say words. I actually mean what I say. So when I say something to you, I want you to take me serious. And when you don't take me serious, one, now I know I can't speak to you. And two, that affects me. Even though it shouldn't, it will affect me some way or another. And that's the thing that we have to do. It's just like, be better judges of character, know who you're speaking to, and really only pour out energy like to people that are worthy of it.
Yeah.
Only have conversations that are worthy of it. Me and Avi spoke about that, of just, for a long time, I would see the people I'm around and I always felt different than them. I always felt different than the people that I'm speaking to. And it could be people that were in my life for a long period of time, people that I was really close to at one point. But there just becomes some type of friction where we just don't align anymore.
Yeah.
And you have to make that decision, whether it hurts or not, to go the other way.
Yep.
And let that person go. There's no bad blood. There's no hate. I always will wish the best for you, but you don't align with what I'm trying to do with my life. And the more energy I pour into you, the less energy I'm giving to myself and my craft. And the less energy I give to myself and my craft, that hurts me. I don't have time. I don't have the energy to give to everyone else anymore. I need to give that energy to myself.
Yeah.
I don't need the negativity from other people. I just need positive people, people that want to be successful, and I need winners.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 people that I need around me. If you're not going to be that in my life, I don't need you around me anymore. And that's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people. People want to hang on to those people. And all they are, bro, they're weighing you down. Whether it's someone that was in your life for a long time or someone you just met. 5 seconds into a conversation, you should know whether you should be talking to that person or not.
Yep.
And if you shouldn't be talking to that person, not disrespectfully, wrap it up.
Yep.
Wrap it up and move on and do something with what that's going to benefit you. It's not selfish. Being selfish is being selfless. Because once you're selfish and you take the time and you really focus on you, now you're a better version of yourself for the people around you.
Yep.
And when you're a better person for the people around you, you provide other people more value, and now they're going to look at you a different type of way.
Yeah.
They're going to remember that you helped them. They're going to look at you as a light. You don't want people to look at you as like a black hole, as someone that is always needy, or someone that's always asking for something, or someone that's always trying to get something in return. You want people to look at you as a light. You want people to look at you and get inspired by you. You want to have a conversation with someone and then they go out and they take action to change their life. Those are the people you need to be around. Those are the conversations that need to be had.
Yeah.
And too many times we don't have those conversations.
Yeah.
Too many times we have conversations with people and we spend time with people that are holding us back, bringing us down, taking us away from the ultimate goal. And our ultimate goal is far more important than how you feel.
Yep. And bro, you know what I'm kind of realizing right now? Why are you and I, because we are successful, why are we so successful? Short answer.
Short answer,
Yeah.
We work our fucking ass off.
There you go. And bro, one of the major reasons why we work our fucking ass off is because of doubt, bro. Because bro, we've both been the fucking underdog. So what I'm realizing right now is that we actually need to be very thankful for. What I'm realizing right now is we need to be very thankful for people that hate on us, bro. Because hate to us has been worth so much more than praise. I'm a little bit on the opposite side of it right now, you know, where like I'm getting a lot more praise, and I kind of look at myself and everything that I've been doing like the past few weeks, past few months, and I don't fucking like it, you know. Bro, hate is the thing that fuels you, you know. I know it's not the best motivation in the entire world, but like, you know, like here I am like fucking complaining, bro, about this person doesn't like me, this person doesn't believe in me, this person. It's like, bro, like that's why I've went hard in the past. Like that's why I've accomplished shit in my life, is because this person didn't believe in me. This person hated on me. And you know, that's kind of what I'm realizing now. You know, just from sitting on this podcast is like, bro, like the very thing that I've been most upset with the past few weeks is the thing that I needed most. You know, like I need people to talk shit about me. Like I need, like, bro, like fucking like every hero needs a villain, you know, like I need that. Like without that, I'm like the Joker. Like without Batman, he's like a cat, you know, chasing dogs. He wouldn't know what to do with himself. And that's where I'm at, you know. It's just, man, it's just crazy how you know, and that's why I love what we do, bro. Like that's why I love that we talk about personal development, is because, bro, I love making life meaningful. You know, I love the fact that, like, bro, I could feel this way this day, and then the next day I could feel this way. And if you think that makes me a bad person, it's like, nah, bro, I'm just trying my best. Like, you being stuck in your ways, that makes you a bad person. That has nothing to do with me. Like, bro, I'm constantly, every single day, like, bro, I'm awake to the awe of life. You know, like that's what I love about life, bro, is being able to just being able to be more tomorrow than what I am today. You know, and that's what we're doing, bro. That's what we're doing. So yeah, I mean, you know, in a way, it's almost like shout out to all of the people that have ever hated on us, and shout out to the people right now. We're getting comments on our social media, people throwing hate on us, and I think that would be something just more fun to look forward to in the future is like, yo, thank you. Cause like I needed that because again, I've been getting a lot of love recently. And I think that love has done a lot. Love has not done as much for me as hate has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love and hate are far in between.
Mm.
They're so close.
Yeah.
You know, most people only hate, bro, because they see a little bit of themselves in you, and they didn't do the right things to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So now they hate.
Yeah.
But they know deep down that like they wish that they could do that.
Yeah.
They wish that they would be in the position that you're in. And the reason they're not is because of that mindset, because of that hateful mindset, because of that negative mindset. You can look at things two ways all the time. There's always some type of positive you can take out of the worst situations in your life. I saw a comment the other day. I posted the clip about you on the last episode when you were talking about resiliency.
Yeah.
No matter what happens in your life, it's okay. Like, you know, we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
And someone was like, what happens if your child dies?
I mean, that's the best. I mean, I would argue, sorry, but go for it. I mean,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. But
I would just argue that's, I mean, this sounds fucking so stupid and I would get flamed for this, but like, I would argue that's the best spiritual lesson you can get.
I mean,
you know,
but that's kind of what I'm getting at. Because it's like, you can't change that.
Yeah.
You cannot change that.
Mm-hmm.
All you can do is use that to be the best fucking person that you would ever become.
Yeah.
You have the ultimate motivation now.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason to make that situation right.
Yeah.
There's nothing in your life that will ever make sense to lose someone that is that close to you.
It's a fast track to growth. You know, you didn't ask for this. You would never ask for this. And almost in a way, it's like, how could God, like, how could you do this to me? And it's like, bro, you don't get to see, the reason behind all things, you know?
That's the toughest part. Too many people, like, when shitty things happen in their life, the first thing people try to do is find the reason.
Yeah.
Why did this happen to me? There's not always a reason. Sometimes there's certain things that happen in your life and there's no fucking answer.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that to happen to you. Nothing will justify why that happened to you. The only thing you can justify and make sense of is your actions of how you react to that situation.
Yep.
What do you do when your back is against the wall? What do you do when those shitty times come? What do you do when all else fails in your life? How do you change? How do you make a shitty situation into a positive situation?
Yeah.
How do you take that fuel? How do you take that pain, that hurt, and turn it into something for the better?
Yeah, you experience it and you don't lose faith. You know, that's what you do in that situation is like, that's God's biggest test, because how could you not question God when something that tragic, when something that horrible happens to you? You know, I hope, I hope if a situation like that happened to me, that I would still have the same attitude. But I think that I would have to have this attitude because this is the attitude that helps me throughout anything in life. You know, it's just this constant, God, I'm not fucking happy with you right now. I'm not happy with you. I'm not happy with my life. I'm not happy. I can't even believe that this just happened to me. You know, I cannot even believe, but I'm not going to lose faith. You know, I'm not going to lose faith because I think that there's something weird about that. You know, any tragedy in my life that has ever happened, I've been able to see the grace when it's so fucking dark, bro. And you're able to look up and be like, oh, wait, there's something here. There's something to this. And then you go through whatever it is that God wants you to go through. And then, you know, and you look up and you realize, whoa, I'm a way it's not even about being a better person, bro. It's just I'm a way more evolved person.
Yeah.
You know, I truthfully, bro, one of the things that I love most in life, bro, is being able to relate to people. You know, it's what we've built our entire podcast on, is relatability, and that's something for me recently that I've, you know, it's like, bring it on. You know, the more suffering, the better, bro. The more pain, the more trauma, the more heartbreak, the more loss, the more everything, the more insecurities, the more anything bad that can happen to me in my life. It's like, bring it on, because this has happened to someone else and it's been way worse for them.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point now where I've tried walking through life like it's all about me, and I've tried walking through life like it's the fucking Jake Moscato show. And you know where it got me? It's not only that it's gotten me nowhere, bro. It's gotten me isolated, and isolation has caused a tremendous amount of fear, and really what it is, bro, is it's gotten me to a place of hell on earth. You know, because you forget, you know, you're so away from your divinity, bro. You're so away from the beauty inside of you, and that's something that you can only experience in other people, because we're not, it's life is not a single player game, bro. Like, life is, you know, I don't truthfully understand this yet, but I'm just learning that, like, the more I care about myself, the worse my life gets. The more I care about others, the better it gets.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, a deep lesson that I'm learning right now.
Yeah, I mean, the reminder for you should be like what your whole identity was built on. Like, when you started this whole journey was selfless, you know, selfless films.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of that is to give back to others.
Yeah.
Like, I'll always look back on that, bro, that one video, because like we still weren't like we were always friends, but like we weren't like this close, obviously, at that time. I always remember that one video, bro, like up in the studio, you set up the camera. I remember you had like the buzz cut.
Yeah.
And I could just hear it in your voice, like the sincerity of it, where you talked about like what Selfless Films was all about.
Yeah.
And you talked about creating, you know, foundations for the homeless and giving back and just pouring like all the pain you had and the knowledge that you've gained over these years and like giving it back to just be a selfless individual.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, bro, I'll be honest. I watched that video. Like, I think it was a 7-minute video. I think.
Yeah.
I watched it like 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Like, before we even spoke. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, honestly,
Wow.
bro. Like,
Wow.
I watch it all the time, like, cause like I could hear the sincerity in your voice, and I think sometimes like you may stray away from that,
Yeah.
and that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you can have as much accomplishments in your personal life as you want. You can have all these things that you set out to get, and you go and do them, but they're not that fulfilling.
Yeah.
And the fulfillment comes from changing someone else's life. The fulfillment comes from leaving a legacy that you are going to set out into this world, and people will always remember you as this certain individual. And that individual is someone who was selfless, someone that gave back, someone that gave the shirt off of their back for someone else to make their life better. And that's what this podcast was built on. That's what this, you know, our relationship was built on. That's how we carry ourselves every day, in and out of whether we have an ego, whether we don't. You and I are always just solid, good individuals that are trying to help people. Like, not many people can look at us and say like, yo, he's a bad dude. Yo, he's not who he perceives on the internet. He's not that person.
Right.
People can't say that shit about us. And that's what I do take pride in.
Yeah.
I always say that. Like, people cannot say that I haven't had their best interests at heart. I've probably had people's best interests at heart more than
you the most, really. You're the only person in my life that I can genuinely say, because obviously, bro, like, you have a selfish interest. Everyone has a selfish interest, but like you go above and beyond in ways that I can never even imagine for people. you know, and I could tell that it's not even, there's no like, should I or shouldn't I? It's just like, all right, you know, it's just like, it's not even an all right. It's just like, it just gets done, you know,
Yeah.
especially for the people you actually fucking care about.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, of course now, you know, like we're seeing how, you know, that's been something for you to work on, actually, is because you have been such a, you know, putting other people before yourself. You're seeing now, as you become more successful, people are kind of coming out of the woodwork that, you know, they still want you to treat them the way that you've always treated them. But, you know, you get to a place, bro, where you realize you need to put yourself first.
Yeah.
And for guys like us, especially you, there are still going to be times where you're going to put others first, because how could you not? That's you.
Yeah.
That's your nature, bro. You're a fucking selfless guy.
Yeah.
But for the people that don't deserve it, you know, that's where that needs to end.
Yeah, that's been my problem, is differentiating the people that deserve it and the people that don't.
Yeah.
There's too many times in my life that like I give too much love to someone who's not deserving of it.
Yep.
I pour too much into people that wouldn't do the same for me.
Yeah.
And that comes back to bite me. There's too many times that I try to help someone that would never go out of their way to help me. And when I don't see that same energy reciprocated, that shit hurts. Because I'm like, yo, like I did everything I could to help you. I put so much love into you. I've tried so hard to help you. And then when all you had to do was the bare minimum back to try to provide some type of value to me, you knew you were in a position to help me and you didn't. That's when I'm like, fuck, I feel like I wasted my time with you.
Yeah.
And I'm not always looking for something in return, but I just feel like if you're in my life and I go out of my way to help you, I just want that same thing in return when I'm in need.
Mm.
And there's so many times in my life that I haven't gotten that.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten that from the people that I love, people that I've really tried to go out of my way to help. And that's made me, and that's the thing, it hasn't changed me. Mm. I'm still that person. But now I'm more selective of the people that I help. There's certain people in my life that I'm like, I know that you don't feel the same way about me that I feel about you. So you're not going to get all of me. You're not going to get the best version of me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you just as much of me as you give of you to me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that has held me back for a while, but I'm turning over a new leaf to be that person where, whether emotionally or my feelings toward you have not changed, I'm not thinking with my heart anymore. I have to think with my mind. Mm-hmm. I have to think with my brain. Mm-hmm. All the time I think with my heart. I think I try to use this as the navigator into someone's life.
Yeah.
And that's put me in positions where it's set me back and it's hurt me. But the more you think with your mind, the more conscious decisions you can make and the more rational decisions you can make. And once you start thinking with your mind, your life will get so much better. When you think with your heart, that's when you get hurt.
Yeah.
When you lead with love and you lead with your heart all the time, you end up with the short end of the stick. You get hurt all the fucking time. Yeah. But when you think with your mind and you think with your conscious mind,
yeah,
you understand that, like, even though I feel this type of way about you, I know it's not good for me. Mm. And I'm at the point in my life, like, I need to only do what's good for me.
Yeah.
As much as I love you, as much as I want you to succeed, it's not helping me.
Yeah.
And I'm not in a position to sacrifice my love for myself for you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I really, truly am sorry. Maybe later down the maybe later down the road, I can help you. Maybe later down the road, we can resurface this. But right now, I can't help you. I need to take this time and this energy and pour into me. Because right now, I'm the most important person in my life.
Bars. You know, bro, I mean, how do you know, that's something I'm realizing on this podcast. Bro, I've been feeling at I've been feeling. I mean, shout out to Scafidi, but in a way, bro, I've almost been
let me get
feeling.
that.
There, get some of that, bro. In a way, I've been feeling like at war with myself, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, I have this heart, right? Like I think that was such a beautiful point, bro. You lead with your heart, but if you just lead with your heart, you're gonna get fucked a lot in life, bro. People are gonna take advantage of you. Then I have this mind, right? But then if you lead with this mind, then you leave out your heart. Then you're going to become too rational, too logical. That's not going to be it. You're going to make mistakes there. Then I have the spirit, right? So it's like, how do I merge my heart, my mind, and my spirit? That's one of the hardest things that I'm trying to figure out lately, bro. It is not easy because, bro, I'm almost like at yeah, I'm you know, I'm almost like in a way I'm at. It's almost, bro, when I get to the end of my road, bro, and I lose all hope. It's like the cycle it restarts, and I realize that, bro, I'm not at the end. I get fucking fast tracked to the beginning, but it's like now I have all this new understanding. You know, it's like, and that's life, bro. It's like this weird cycle where it's like, yeah, you think that like, because these things happen over and over again, but really all that is God is just giving you a new opportunity to grow. Because if you don't grow from, like, that was something that was an intention that I had on this podcast, bro, to speak about. You know, bro, you will just keep going through the same thing over and over and over again until you learn from it. But sometimes yeah, I guess what I like to say is sometimes, bro, we curse God and we're like, I deserve more than this. And he's like, no, you didn't learn from what I gave you. So I'm going to give it to you again. I'm not trying to, like, this is not a roadblock for you. This is a breakthrough moment for you. Why can't you see that? And that's been me. It's like, why couldn't I see that? You know, like, why? Like, because, bro, it's happening to me. We're still in my mom's fucking cottage. You know, clearly we haven't graduated enough. I mean, I would think after 2 years, there's still something. There's something that and maybe it's unsaid, and there's things probably for the both of us that we know that we need to do, but we're just not fucking showing up. And that's why I had a bad emotional week, bro, is because, you know, you can't learn from your problems just enough.
Yeah.
You have to actually learn from it 100%. You know, I can't question if 2 + 2 = 4. It's like, you have to have a fucking knowing. It's like, no, I know I know the answer to this. There can't be this. Yeah, you know, I think so. I think that's been the problem with us, bro. It's like, there's been like this concrete thing where we've gotten to the edge, bro. We've gotten to the edge of our potential, and we've met it, and we've said, all right, well, we're doing pretty good, but let's go backwards for a second. And that's our challenge now, bro. That's why I'm not trying to do any fucking more, bro, is go backwards. You know, I'm learning. It's like, bro, the only time in life, bro, I think it's okay to go backwards is if God sends you there. But I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna be willing, bro, to have I'm not going to play a hand in my own demise. It's like, bro, if I'm going to go backwards, it's going to be for a fucking reason, and it's going to be because it was out of my control. Yeah. And dude, this life is fucking hard, bro, because it's. I mean, and especially if you're guys like us, yeah, it's just a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's filled with uncertainty. It's filled with question marks. There's certainly a science and a math to it. Like you said, like math, there's always one answer.
Right.
There might be different formulas that you can write down to get to that answer.
Yeah.
But the answer is always the same. And that's one thing that we've struggled with, is finding the correct formula to get to the answer. That's been our bottleneck, is being able to decipher what the correct steps are to get to that answer. And that is the main struggle that a lot of people suffer with. A lot of our followers, people that watch us, probably suffer with, is they know that eventually they want to get that answer. There's nothing in their life more than that they want to get to that answer, but that formula is just fucking them up. And that's the thing for us. Like, we go through things, we learn from them, but we end up with the wrong answer. So then we take our eraser, we fucking scribble out erase the fucking formula, erase everything we wrote on the paper, and then we start over again. And to bring it back to like what you said, like God continuously puts that lesson in your life until you get the right answer. Not only do you have to go through it again, but it gets harder. Think about, like, put yourself back in like a trigonometry or geometry class when there's this crazy formula that you have to try to remember to get to that answer. After the first time you think you got it, right? And then you get to the answer and it's wrong.
Yeah.
So then you start over again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but think about that second time. Bro, it's harder. Because now you're trying to remember what you already did.
Yeah.
And then you write it down again, and now you're just kind of confusing yourself. But until you get that fucking answer, you don't learn from your mistakes that you previously made.
Yeah.
And he always does that. God, the universe, whatever the fuck you believe in, he tests you. You don't learn from it. So he's like, oh, you didn't think I was real? You didn't think I put this in your life for a reason? Now I'm going to give you something a little bit harder. And let's see if you can learn from that. Because that means you didn't respect me. That means you didn't understand what I was trying to put into your life. So what he does is he puts it in your life 10x.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what the fuck is this? And then guess what? If you don't get that answer right, it just compounds and it multiplies. It keeps happening to you until you learn from that fucking question, until you learn from that thing that's holding you back. And when you learn from that thing that's holding back, you finally get it. You get this fucking satisfaction. You get this relief, this sense of joy. Like, yo, I finally did it.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. We don't learn from our mistakes. We don't learn from that thing that was put in our life. We consistently make the same mistakes over and over and over again, and then we wonder why we're not getting the right answer. It's like you didn't take the time to go back and study and learn from the mistakes and fucking go back and have a reality check. Like, yo, I'm not ready for this. I need to go back to the drawing board and I need to respect what's happening in my life. I need to actually take the time to understand this problem so I can be prepared enough to answer the question. And we get thrown these questions all the time in our life, and a lot of the time we have no fucking answer. And the reason we have no answer is because we didn't take the time to go and study and learn the question. You can work hard, you can do all this stuff, but that's why working smarter is sometimes better than working harder. The people that make the most money in life, they don't work 40 hours a week. They don't work 80 hours a week. They work way less than you. But what they do, they work way smarter than you.
Yeah.
Because they learn from their previous mistakes, and what they do, they never make them again.
Yep.
The most successful people in life never make the same mistake twice. Once they get burned, they know, I'll never let this fucking happen to me again.
Yep. Yeah, bro. No, I completely agree. And you said something in there about how, your problems only get harder, and that's actually a gift from God, bro. And I was thinking about that, and it like got me excited, like fucking perked me up, because it made me realize it's like, bro, that's what those tragedy moments are, that's when, like, bro, that's when You know, I think it's very, 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 very important, bro, in this moment for us to understand and for the people at home to understand. It's like, bro, the very thing that you're most afraid of in your life that happened to you, the thing that you couldn't even fathom if this thing actually happened and it happened, that's the gift, that's the gift. It's like, it sounds so fucking stupid to say, bro, and you wouldn't understand me unless you've done enough work on yourself to understand that, bro, there's a time in your life where God let you do your thing alone, and you've caused fucking havoc. You have caused havoc on your life, and you know what? Now you don't have a choice. Something has to happen to you. There has to be something in your life that has to be stripped of you for you to come back to God, for you to get closer to God. And bro, I do not mean a religious sense of God. There's this guy in the sky. No, I mean, bro, there is well, now I'm going into like the definition of God. How would you define God?
It's in you, though, bro.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I said on the last pod.
Yeah.
Like, we all have a piece of God inside of us.
Yeah.
Whether it's religious, whether you're not, whatever. Like, you have a piece of you, the piece of God in you. You know? He put it there. In that clip, like, he said, "Oh, put it on a mountain, dig a hole, put it in the
Right.
ocean." Someone will eventually go and find it because people abuse their power.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have this power. It's inside of you. You have to dig deep within. You have to go and find it. And that's why there's 1% of people that are actually fucking great. Less than 1% are actually fucking great in their life. Is because nobody thinks to go and look within.
Yeah.
It's inside every single one of us. We all have the same capabilities. If you are healthy, if you don't have a disability, if you don't have a mental disability, if you don't have something in your life that is actually holding you back from doing something, it's inside of you. Now it's up to you to go and do that. It's up to you to go and find that. We all have a choice. We all have a choice to be great. If you don't want to go and be great, that's totally on you. There's outside circumstances, there's external factors, there's tragedies, there's traumas that are going to dictate how you feel. But you cannot act on how you feel. You have to act on what you want to do with your life. And you can take that pain and take that hurt and turn it into something great. And if you don't turn it into something great, that's nobody's fault but yours. And at the end of the day, if you go and look in the mirror and think about all the things that you've went through in your life, and you haven't taken that hurt and taken that pain and used it as fuel to be great, that's on you. You can't blame anyone else. All the hurt in your life is a blessing in disguise. And that is something that people cannot accept.
Nah, bro, it's so good, dude. I was thinking, bro, because you were like, that piece of God that is inside you, it's inside your heart. But then I thought about that and I was like, you know what's wrapped around that piece of God inside your heart? All of the shit you don't want to fucking go near. You know, all of the scariest shit. Everyone's got some scary shit. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm a sucker, bro, and maybe I watch too much rom-coms, or or maybe I scroll too much hopecore on TikTok. But it seems like the common denominator between people's problems is fear. So I think that, bro, it's safe to say that there is something inside of everyone that they are deathly fucking afraid of, bro. And you know what's funny? The only way to find your greatness in life and the only way to overcome your problems is to overcome your fears. And the only way to overcome your fears is to go within.
Yeah.
Like you said. and I was trying to look up. I couldn't remember, but there's this Buddhist quote, and it was like, it's better to spend 1 day in contemplation than 1,000 days in mischief. You know, and I think that, bro, that's something that people need to hear. It's like, bro, you want to know when your life can change? Right now. It's like right fucking now, you know. I put it on my whiteboard today. It's like, bro, the time is now, because I don't know, bro, there becomes a time in your life where you're so ripe to change. You know, and I've been that guy, bro. Like, bro, there's been a lot of sleepless nights for me, bro. There's been a lot of nights that I don't even talk about, bro. A lot of nights that I haven't shared with you. I haven't shared with anyone, bro. They've been my own demons. And what helps me, bro, is I'm realizing that a lot of people have those demons. And they're different for everyone, bro. Everybody has their own demons, but there's something there. There's something that someone is struggling with. But, you know, it's what I've realized, bro, about those moments is that, bro, those were the moments that made me me. And that's why I love myself, bro, is because without that pain, bro, and without that suffering, I wouldn't have found the greatness that it. I would not have found the greatness inside of me. And, you know, that's something that people need to understand, is that we spend all this time upset with God. Why me? Why this? When is it going to end? And you don't realize, bro, sometimes like a lesson needs to run its course. You can't say, this lesson in my life needs to take a year. It's like, bro, just sit with it. And that's why, bro, I think people that work on themselves are some of the bravest people in the world. Because working on yourself doesn't mean that all the answers just come. You know, bro, there's things that I'm still working on from 10 years ago. And do you want to know how much progress I've made? 0. But I have faith that if I keep going, they'll work themselves out.
Yeah.
And why work on something that I haven't made any progress on in 10 years? Well, if I figure it out, I'll be free of it.
Yeah. And
if you don't figure it out, you'll deal with that for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what you said with you said people, your life can change like that. People think the change is going to be astronomical, immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Change is an instance. It's just the start. The change starts with your mind. Once you change your mind, now there's years of work to actually get to the end goal of change that you want. Mm-hmm. Too many people think change and, overcoming those fears happens overnight. It does not.
No.
It does not.
Your attitude towards the fear changes. That's what's instantaneous. Yes. Is that, bro, because that's a very scary thing when something is happening to you and you don't understand why. But once your attitude changes towards something, bro, the book I'm reading now about the Holocaust, it basically just says it's one thing to suffer, bro, but it's one thing to find meaning in your suffering. It changes everything.
There's a yin and yang to everything, bro.
100%.
Yin and yang to everything.
100%. But to dive in, because I want you to eat some food, because I know you're getting hungry. You got to take a piss. So
we're up to an hour.
We'll wrap this thing up. I just want to say, bro, one thing that I've noticed recently is, bro, your daily habits fucking matter.
Yeah.
Because, bro, this thing is with you 24/7, and if you're constantly being a different person to everyone else than you are with yourself, it's going to terrorize you.
Yeah.
Because I've been that guy, bro. Some of the best mental health I've ever had in my life is when I'm just doing the things that I say that I'm doing. But whenever I come across someone and I'm like, oh, I meditate and I read and I yada yada, yada on, and I don't do that, this terrorizes me.
Yep.
So that's just a simple formula, bro, for having good mental health is just like, yo, figure out what it is in your life that would make you happy. Like, what are you proud of? Like, oh man, like there's this one. Oh, bro, I'll bring it up on the next podcast. But it basically just said like one of the most beautiful things in life is your ability to change. So figure out the things in life that like figure out the things in life that you don't want that thing anymore. And guess what? You could change it, and but guess what? If saying you want to change versus actually showing up and changing are two totally different things. Like you said before on the podcast with Avi, it's like, bro, it's not enough. If you just have awareness that you want to change your life and you don't actually do it, then it's almost worse. It's almost better that you don't even make that. It's almost better you don't even have that desire. But yeah, I mean, just just a little bar for us, moving forward. It's just you and I will always be happy with ourselves if we always do the things that we know we need to do.
Yeah.
And when we fall off, maybe if you fall off the path, maybe if you're not doing what you should do in life, maybe you should fucking suffer for a while, because that suffering will, next time you want to fall off again, you'll go, oh, wait a second. This immediate pleasure that I'm going to get right now from whatever this is, it's not worth all of the torment that I'm going to place on myself in the following weeks and the following months. All it takes is one moment to fuck up your year. That's the scary thing, bro. Because I know what it's like, bro, to spend a week, a month, months, a year being better. And then guess what? One moment. And it was all for fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like it's like addiction,
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say that I'm a year sober, or I'm 3 years sober, or I haven't. It's like, why do you have to say that you're sober? You can't align with that action anymore.
Yeah.
Like if you are, addicted to drugs or cigarettes or alcohol, whatever, like you shouldn't say sober from that. You just like, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm just sober. Like I don't align with that action anymore, because you can go 3 years sober of alcohol and then you have one sip and now you're right back, because you're subconsciously telling yourself like, oh, I'm just sober from alcohol. You're still attached to alcohol. You're still attached to that drug. So as in your subconscious, you thought you let it go. You didn't let it go. You're just telling yourself you haven't done it in the X amount of time.
Yeah.
But once you tell yourself like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, now you're not that person anymore. So that's the difference that people don't make. That's the decision that you have to let go of, is like, hey, like that doesn't suit me anymore.
Yeah.
And now it's out of my life.
Yeah.
And I mean, bro, all of that, like kind of just what you unpacked. Like, I mean, like a brief 2 clips, like Gary Vee talked about it. He's like, yo, 2024, everyone says like, they write shit down. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. He's like, yo, make this a year you actually do it.
Yeah.
He's like, writing down the thing is not doing it. Too many people make a post or make a tweet and then and subconsciously they think they did it. But it's like, you didn't actually take the action on that, right? And then actually taking the action on that is actually accepting your fears, right? And facing your fears. And Little Dicky talked about that on Andrew Schultz's pod.
Yeah.
He talked about, he opened for some show, right? And he forgot his own lyrics in the beginning. He said that, yo, I was scared. You know what I'm saying? I just had a brain fart. Like the nerves hit me. It was a live show. And you can't tell like on the video, like obviously his audio was playing over him, but he was like, yo, I fucked up the audio. And they were like, oh, you couldn't even tell. So he was like, yo, I couldn't even imagine performing at the Super Bowl. He was like, he goes, the price that you're going to get, like the notoriety and the success you're going to get, it's not even worth fucking up on the Super Bowl. He goes, I don't even want to do it.
Yeah.
And then Scholes was like, yo, what if performing at the Super Bowl is the fear that you had to face?
Yeah.
What if that's what you got to overcome to reach that next chapter in your life? And Lil Dicky was just like, yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he even was still skeptical of that. But just that mindset, like immediately, cause Lil Dicky fucked up at that little show in front of 500 people. He was like, I don't even want to go near the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But Scholes was like, yo, what if that is what you need to do to get to that next chapter of your life? Is performing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And actually doing it and not fucking up and then proving to yourself that, yo, you are the person you say you are.
Right. But what if him fucking up is also what he needed?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said earlier. There's a yin and yang to everything.
Right.
What if that notoriety of him fucking up pumps all his socials because they see all the good he did in his life?
Right.
Maybe he gets laughed at for that negative, but there's 99 positive things that he did.
100%. Yeah. And that's a crazy thing. That's a crazy thing to think about, bro. And that's why I want to become more him worrying about the outcome before it even happened. He's obviously he's too far in the future.
Yeah.
It's too much, and for us, I mean, in a way it's weird because we're artists, right? Like we're speakers now, and then also like content creators. And I've just found, bro, for me, I've been a way worse speaker and I've been a way worse content creator when I was worried about, is this video going to go viral or not? And that's where it's like, bro, for anyone that's an artist, for anyone that's a musician, for anyone that's anything in their life, anyone with any type of skill set, the number one thing that's going to screw you over is worrying about the results.
Yeah. What could happen?
Yeah. What could happen and exactly.
Worry about what happens when it happens.
Yeah, just exactly. What happens when it happens? Exactly. Just enjoy the present moment. We don't speak about that enough, actually, for like a self-help podcast. Speaking about the present moment, maybe got to lock into Power of Now a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with everything we spoke about today. It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was good. It was good, bro.
It
Felt good.
It was
good to be back.
Felt
We're
good.
at hour 12. Felt good to be back.
Cut it there.
Yeah. Power. I mean, to wrap it up, Power of Now like that. Like, felt good to be back in this. Like. We always say we need to do more internals. This is what built us. This is what got us here.
Yeah.
And then we do it for like 2 weeks and then we stray away from it. And then we're like, yo, what guests do we got to get? And it's like, the guests will come when they come.
Yeah.
But we got to continue to do this, especially as we want to build out the Patreon, especially as we want to build out that loyal cultish following that we're garnishing right now. Yeah. Power of Now. Like this is what we have to do. It felt good to be back, bro. We haven't ran an internal in a month. Apologize to you guys, obviously, like trying to bring guests, but I know you guys like us. So we're still trying to figure it out too. I know all of you guys are trying to figure it out with yourselves, and we're trying to figure it out with you guys.
Yeah, I agree, but I agree. I agree, but I think when we show up, we show the fuck up. So,
no, we do. Yeah.
We show up, but no, there will be more in the future.
He's got to be cold out there. I don't know what he's doing.
He's freezing.
Yeah, he doesn't even have his phone, so he must just be waiting right there. I can't even see.
All right.
Appreciate
love.
you guys. If you're here, subscribe. Go look. Check if you hit that subscribe. It'll say subscribed.
SUB.
With a D. If you did.
CRIB. Shout out to Zach. He just did his second podcast for the night.
2 pods in one
Not
night.
easy
Avi
to
just
do.
took a shit outside. He was out for.
He's out there.
No.
Very
We're
good.
wrapping up. Shout out to Avi.
Yep.
Go check out the 1% podcast. I just did an episode. Jake did an episode. That's our guy. He's part of the team. Go check out the 1% podcast with Avi. Go check out, obviously, the Journey podcast. If you're here, you don't have to check it out. You've been here.
Subscribe. Look at these arms. Those look good.
Come on. That's the ego, cuz.